Hello everyone, in this video we are going to talk about histology of ovary. Here are some identification points to identify the histological slide of the ovary. The first point is the surface is covered by a cuboidal epithelium. Deep to the epithelium there is a layer of connective tissue that constitute the tunica albuginea. Tunica albuginea is the outermost layer. The substance of the ovary has an outer cortex in which follicles of the various size are present and inner medulla consisting of connective tissue containing the numerous blood vessels. Just deep to the tunica albuginea, many primordial follicles, each of which contain a developing ovum surrounded by flattened follicular cell are present. The cells surrounding by the ovum constitute the cumulus orphyrus. Cumulus orphyrus, it is covered the cell of the ovum. The follicle is surrounded by the condensation of connective tissue which forms a capsule for it. So during the menstruation, not an ovum is released. It is unmature secondary follicle, or we can say the primary follicle is released because it will get develop into the mature ovum when the fertilization is took place. Otherwise, if the fertilization is not took place, this will get corrode in daily menstrual basis and as a form of the menstrual blood. Now we see the histological diagram of the ovum. This is the histological diagram of the ovum, in which we can appreciate to see these cuboidal cells which are present in the outermost layer in the ovum. This is the which forms the cortex of the ovum, and the innermost part is the medulla. Which contain numerous blood vessels in it. Then we can also appreciate this small circular cells which are the primordial cells which are lined by the squamous epithelium, and center is nucleus. Then we also appreciate the primary follicle which is surrounded by the cuboidal epithelium. Center is the nucleus. This cuboidal epithelium. Next stage of development is granulosa cell, which consists of inside cuboidal epithelium and outer is a layer of the connective tissue fibers. The next stage of development of ovarian follicle is early stage of secondary follicle, in which we can see there is some empty spaces form in it. In the center, center is the nucleus and lining by the cuboidal epithelium, and at the outermost part we can see the little connective tissue fibers. And next stage is the late stage of the secondary follicle, in which we can see there is a much more a gap or a space formed in it, and center is the ovum, you can say egg. This is the egg nucleus. Now we look for the most mature phase, that is Graafian follicle phase, in which here is the spaces is from which is we call the antrum is formed. This is the ovum, the egg, and surrounding it a layer of the cuboidal cell which is we call it cumulus orphyrus, and here is the fluid is present, antrum fluid is present. Then when the ovum is released during the 14-day menstruation period, then the further parts of the Graafian follicle is converted into the corpus luteum, and then it degenerates. This entire process occurs by the FHS, follicle stimulating hormone, and estrogen. And the release of the ovum is influenced by the LHS luteinizing hormone, which is secreted from the anterior pituitary gland. Now we going to see the histological slide of the ovum. So this is the histological slide of the ovum, in which we can see the primary follicle little bit, and here is the early stage of secondary follicle, where you can see the spaces, antrum is forming slowly. Then we can also appreciate the outermost cortex, subcuboidal cell, then inner medulla, then some blood vessels also little bit. This is the histological slide of ovum, in which the pointer is showing the this is the primary follicle, you can see, appreciate, and surrounding this